what's up, guys? So I'm here with Raph and Luke and Team Fala Galera 3.0, and they just made what, top 16?
We lost top 16.
Top 16 at YCS 3v3 Quito. You know, great performance nonetheless. I know.
Yeah, we lost to good friends.
Yeah, we lost to good friends, so it's all good. But so what did you guys play today?
We played Scareclaw Tear.
Yeah, we played Scareclaw Tear.
Nice. Okay.
Paulo played Live Twin.
And a Live Twin deck. We'll get that profile for you right after this. But you guys want to show off the deck you played? Did you guys play the same deck or some modifications?
There was one card different in the side deck.
There always has to be one. There always has to be
It's
one.
just because we couldn't find it. Anyway.
Okay, fair. Sure.
So we just maxed out, of course, on all the tier cards.
Yep.
Not much to say about these. You just want to have all of these.
Just good cards.
Yeah,
just standards.
I mean, it's still like probably the best engine. I was surprised by how much Runic Sprite there was here and in Utrecht.
Yep.
Because we lost
just the most powerful.
We lost Snow, but like these cards are still like very powerful.
Yeah.
Then terraforming, which even better this step because we play Scareclaw cards as well. Double Solic, broken.
I guess like we did play 3 of this before, but there's less dangers now, so like we're only playing 5.
Double Solic, right? Yeah, at Euros, yeah.
So like at Euros and Niagara, I think we played 3 of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just worse now.
And then free Visa.
This card's insane.
This card's
Everyone made fun of me for this.
This card's hella nice.
Yeah.
Like, so what you generally do with this, this is a level 6 tuner. You can special summon it by targeting a monster that has a different type and attribute. So you would usually target any tier monster that's not Rhinoheart, blow it up, special, and then the tier triggers. So it's really good when you kick those, get like Imperm or something. You just summon this, mill 5. Then it goes into either a Link or it goes into Baron because it's a level 6 tuner. So it gives the deck the thing that was lacking, which is an Omni Negate. Because when we started testing off the event, it's like even it was a huge problem. And you could fix that with like Crime, but it's kind of bad to play that card. But Baron kind of fixes that. And Baron itself is like, also if you have to use the negate in your own turn, it's really good because you can just like reborn Rhinoheart in their turn, you get a free fusion in their standby phase, you know? And if you don't go for Baron, this goes into a Link, gets the field spell, we'll get to that. Then that field spell gets Rykard special summon itself, you get the reborn spell, and that's like 2 monsters for Cures, so any dangers plus that, it's just Cures. So it's a lot of extension as well, so yeah, I was a big fan of this card.
Yeah, it was good. I like this engine gives you like an out to Mystic Mine because the field spell can pop Mystic Mine.
Yeah, no one knows the field spell. No one knows.
So with one Rykard, you can special summon to any column or zone Scareclaw points or Scareclaws too. Yeah. So like the Link is in EMZ, which summon this to underneath it, and then this one searches the Arrival. This is the reborn spell for either this one or this one. So it's also really good if you open this and you already randomly mill one of these because you can just like reborn them and then make the Link. Yep. The reborn effect is not once per turn. Everyone had to read it every time, like because like, if you open one, you always search the second one, and they would always have to read it. It also has a protection effect for Link monsters, which came up a couple times, but that is once per turn, also not really relevant. And then the field spell is really good because it has multiple effects. One of them is it searches either these 2. Yep. Then if there are 3 or more defense position ones on the field, it also counts your opponent ones. You can you can target a card on the field and destroy it on your opponent's side, and that means that you have a Mystic Mine out. It's also super good into Sprite boards because they usually already tend to have cards in defense. So you only resolving one Nessie, summon it in defense. Now they have like Red, something else, Nessie, then this one search.
This a lot better going second.
Then you search and then you could get a free pop. This one, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, you want to tell that?
Yeah, so if there's 3 or more defense position monsters when it's summoned, like you can search and then you get to draw a card.
Yeah, that's
so like
beautiful.
Yeah,
when your opponent's summoning all their monsters in defense, like the Sprite guys, like Gigantic and stuff like that, it's just helpful. Like helps you extend going second. And it's like insane when you resolve it going first.
And then the third effect, this field spell is like for every monster in defense, your opponent monster loses 100 attack and defense. So that means like sometimes if they don't have access to the field spell, if you have Kaleidoheart plus this in defense, like they can never out that without like using effects. So if you put like Mildragon next to it, it's almost unoutable for them. So like the decrease in attack and defense can actually help out in the mirror a lot. High Spirits and Albion.
Yo,
these guys are just insane.
dude, I wanted to play this too.
this card is my favorite card. We were testing loads of engines and different types of tier decks in WoW, and every time my conclusion was like, I don't really mind the version you're playing, but this card has to be in it.
Yeah.
Because this card's absolutely insane. Also, of course, it gets you an upstart goblin, but you can use it in the draw phase, of course. So like it plays around
plays
like
around
Vader, it plays around draw, and if you use randomly mill it, you can just add it back. So you have a discard for Super Poly if you haven't used it that turn. And this card next week is only getting better, guys. Like it's crazy.
Hey.
So yeah, this is definitely the favorite card out of the deck for me.
Yeah, it was good.
And then the 5 good dangers, just have more extension. And then we played 1 Zephyros. That's probably like the best one to send with Curious now if we don't send the Eradicator. It's also pretty good with the field spells because usually you activate 2 field spells in a turn.
Yeah.
But then if you
You like mill this before you have to activate the Scareclaw field spell, and you get to like bounce Pillarino, then play the Scareclaw field spell. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty insane. Because then like you just have so much follow up.
Yeah,
so,
this card just generates follow-up basically, which is quite important because the runic decks all played like lava golems and stuff, so it was quite important to just not make the board like super big, but like have more cards in hand for next turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely broken because of all the sprite
All the sprite
decks.
players are just playing into it at the minute. Like they're all some and things because of evenly. Like I guess evenly's like a thing, and like a lot of people main deck evenly. So like,
Yeah. I would also like against Runic Sprite, I would keep this in hand if I knew it was Runic Sprite because of the evenly stuff, because they can never kill you anyway, and this is so good on the clapback. And then this was like the last non-ninja sport we were debating about. This was talents. Yeah.
or this.
And talents was pretty good in testing, also because I played Kurikara on the side deck last week, but we saw a lot of the Runic
We
decks.
saw like a lot of people playing Lava Golem, a lot of
Yeah,
people playing
Thermo and
like main deck evenly matched talents, stuff like that. And I'm like, I just don't want to draw talents going first and it just not be a real card. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Impim's kind of
second
not
is
a
really
real
good,
card,
though.
but like, yeah. And then when we were siding, like our side deck, we sided more hand traps, so then like Impim got more value.
So how many cards total in the main?
This is the last main deck
This is the
cards,
last one.
44.
44 cards.
This was like pretty last minute, but that's because we saw
We
so
just
many Runic decks.
there was a lot of Runic Sprite, and we
And this
just
card
wanted to
doesn't
have
really
an
care
all.
about like Lava Golem. It's not always doable, but it's a lot easier if they play Runic deck without hand traps. And that was the general theme here, that people played Lava Golem evenly and stuff. And if they don't interrupt in your turn, and then it becomes a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy that we played
It was
this.
decent.
Actually, we played Exisco. It was also pretty last minute.
It was either this or Unicorn, right?
Yeah, and Unicorn is really real if you don't play Masquerena.
Yeah, it was like fine. It was just something else to like make a bunch of monsters into, go in second to just kill like.
Have more damage.
It was
output.
it was decent. I think you were the kid with it like once.
Yeah. This one, even like outside of the Eradicator, this card is really good to Sprite if you have something.
You can
above
get it in the middle zone. Like,
Yeah.
This card's just insane.
Don't know why that's still legal. These are all pretty standard. And then this is Scareclaw Link. This one you make with your Visas, all are level 4, and it adds the Perlerino.
Yeah.
And then you can reborn it as soon as you have a Visa Starfrost on the field. So what you would try and do is like make this summon the right card at the reborn spell, then link this away for like Curious or Dark or Elf, whatever, and then reborn Visas, and then you get a free reborn of this. And this one then also is in the main monster zone. So a lot of times you can co-link Griffin for a draw as well.
Hey.
So once per dual effect to reborn.
It's once per duel, that reborn effect. Baron, Dweller. I did not make this in this tournament.
I
all.
didn't make it either.
But it should still
all
be
of my
there.
tier matches, I went second. So it was fine.
Predaplant, Mud Dragon, the Frog, 2K Kalos. 2 came up quite a lot for me.
Yeah.
We're not gonna need this anymore.
Yeah, this one's
Yeah,
of course
this
gonna be the
gets
new one.
power grip now.
That's like why High Spirits gets even better.
Yeah.
Garura and Kaleido.
Nice.
Psychic. So like we said, we went to more hand traps. Droll and Nib.
So why Droll?
It was just like this deck searches like an obscene amount, like because it plays. We thought the tier players would probably be on Scareclaw, and the Scareclaw card's like every Scareclaw card just searches or draws or like whatever. So it just seemed good, and there were still people on like a lot of dangers. So there's a lot of like, if you draw this, it can set up a board, but it's really easy to crack it in the mirror.
Yeah.
And we wanted hand traps that like, we don't play enough where they'll all be good, and you can just draw 3 or 2. So we just need them to be high impact. And this seemed like the best one after Nib.
Yeah, against this version, this one is definitely the best. If they play like, I played against like the hand trap tier as well, and then you don't side it in because like, it doesn't.
The hand trap tier can't always make Dweller anyway, so like that's easy to like.
Yeah.
I played against like 2 hand trap tiers, and I think I killed them both going second. Because like they just couldn't make Dweller, and then they just set in like Dynamiscus and stuff, and it's usually not enough.
And I would also side in against Runic. It's kind of like, sure, they can do stuff in draw phase, but you still cut them off from like.
Like the excess draws.
Yeah, the
If they get to like draw 3, turn
Because
1,
those are
and
the-
do
those are the
combo,
games you
you're
lose.
probably just dead.
Like you lose the games that like they draw 3 or more in their own turn, and draw does stop that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get their field spell set up, but like there's no one card that beats Runic. That was the entire issue of like residing and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is one of the cards that is like 50% of beating it, but you need some
Yeah, it
else to
helps.
it. And then Nip, yeah, pretty self-explanatory to be honest. This one,
I didn't play this.
yeah, we
This was like the 1 card difference.
Yeah. Free Lightning Storm. This was Cosmic for a long time, but then Paolo said like,
Yeah,
we should play as well.
when we were discussing on like Friday night,
Yeah.
we were just talking because like, I think I mentioned that like they always have Elf in their extra monster zone. And a lot of the time they're going to have Carrot, but like if they want to play around Super, they can't just end on Elf Carrot. So if you're playing against like the Sprite Runic deck, which we didn't think pure Runic could be popular, so if you're playing against Sprite Runic, like you just want to Lightning Storm all of their spells and traps because Cosmic on the field spell isn't
not
enough because they
It's
just
not-
have
yeah,
so
it's
much
not
stuff. And like, we accepted the fact that sometimes you're just going to have to draw 2. So we're playing like this plus like evenly.
Yeah, and normally they
And, like-
wait, like you said, like they wait until with starter,
Yeah.
and then when you say battle phase, then they summon Carrot to play around
Yeah.
evenly. But if they're not gonna like, they shouldn't do that before battle phase, and then you just like first play of the game, you just like Lightning Storm them.
Unless you play me, the hell?
Not everyone's that nice as you.
I'm trolling.
But and this card was like a lot better against like Thunder, right? That was
Yeah,
just, like,
it was also like good against Thunder and like, yeah, it was just good.
and better just
More of these.
yeah. Free evenly, pretty really, yeah, one of the best cards in the format right now.
Yeah, it's just super powerful.
Yeah, I guess both Runic and Tier you would side this in. A lot of people made it today, which I'm not sure about yet. What I think of that, but yeah.
I mean, I kind of get it in the Runic thing because they can discard it for the spells.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like horrendous. I would never main it in something like this though.
yeah, and then another one of these.
I played 2
Yeah, you
Eradicators
played 2
instead of the
Eradicators.
Ladybug.
Okay.
So we can draw into more against Runic as well.
Yeah, because if you draw it against Runic, then like it's super easy to resolve. But, like,
Yeah.
like as even through hand traps, but yeah.
And you would
like-
just end like Baron plus like Credit Plant, stand by face, pop this.
Yeah, and then you play around Lava Golem, and then they
yeah,
just
you play
die
around
the
Lava
turn
Golem and
after.
they can't beat that. So
All right. Any shoutouts? We got Team Luxury, Team Jobber.
yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Jobber.
Waff,
Shout out to Waff. You know the
Shout out to like Team Quiche, like Nadir, Vlad, everyone in the photo, Omar Jawad, Darren, Brad, because they'll complain, Hassan. They're all in Utrecht, like, yeah, having a good time.
Having a good time for sure, and of course Paolo, our
Yeah,
teammate.
huge shout out to Paulo.
Paulo? Hello. Paulo Galera. All right.
Paulo
anyways,
Galera 4.0.
Guys,
Going to.
congratulations, and see you in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Sir.
see you soon.
Awesome.